to work, arbeiten. To work, arbeiten. To work, arbeiten. In this lesson, we're going to work with the forms of arbeiten in the present tense. Remember, you remove the en from the infinitive, and what you're left with is the root. So arbeit is the root, and you add your endings to that root. Let's start with our first one. I work. Ich arbeite. I work. Ich arbeite. How did I get this form? Well, I added e. Remember, e goes with ich. I added that to my root, which is Arbeit. So I have ich arbeite. Remember, ich arbeite means I work, I do work, or I am working. I work, ich arbeite. You work, du. Du arbeitest. You work, du arbeitest. How did I get this form? Remember that if your subject pronoun is du in the present tense, you add an st to the root. So the root is Arbeit. Where did this e come from? Well, there's a little rule that says if your stem ends in t, when you add st or t, you have to insert an e for the ease of pronunciation. So this is to avoid the tst together, which is difficult to pronounce. So du arbeitest. So we add the vowel in there. So again, you work, du arbeitest. You work, du arbeitest. Du arbeitest. He works. Arbeitet. Arbeitet. Again, for you add a t to the root. We have to insert the e also, because that's part of the rule. If the stem ends in a t, if you're adding an st or a t, you have to insert an e for the ease of pronunciation. This avoids these two t's together at the end. So arbeitet. Arbeitet. He works. Arbeitet. She works. Sie arbeitet. Sie arbeitet. She works. Sie arbeitet. She works. Sie arbeitet. You work. This is the formal you. Sie. Sie arbeiten. Sie arbeiten. Sie arbeiten. You work. Sie arbeiten. You work. Sie arbeiten. So remember, the rule is regular verbs whose stem ends in a d or a t add an e before the st or the t. That's why I chose this verb for this lesson, to point out this rule. So if you're a visual learner, here's another way of looking at it. These are the endings for verbs in the present tense. These are the endings that you add to the stem or the root. Now remember, the rule is if the stem ends in a d or a t, you add an e before you add the st or the t. So this is another way of looking at it. Instead of adding an st, you add est. For sie and s, instead of adding the t, you add et. And for ihr, instead of adding the t, you add et. So let's augment your vocabulary here with some new words. Today, heute. Today, heute. Today, heute. Heute. Tomorrow, morgen. Tomorrow, morgen. Don't confuse this with the word morgen with a capital M. The word morgen with a capital M means morning. So the morgen with a lowercase m means tomorrow. Tomorrow, morgen. Morgen. Heute Abend. Tonight. Heute Abend. Tonight. Heute Abend. Tonight. Okay, so let's review and apply what you've learned. To say I work, you say ich arbeite. You work. Du arbeitest. He works. Arbeitet. She works. Sie arbeitet. You work. Sie arbeiten. Today, heute. Tomorrow, morgen. Tonight, heute Abend. If you want to say I work today, you would say ich arbeite heute. Ich arbeite heute. I work tomorrow. Ich arbeite morgen. I work tonight. Ich arbeite heute Abend. You work today. Du arbeitest heute. You work tomorrow. Du arbeitest morgen. You work tonight. Du arbeitest heute Abend. He works today. Arbeitet heute. He works tomorrow. Arbeitet morgen. He works tonight. Arbeitet heute Abend. She works today. Sie arbeitet heute. She works tomorrow. Sie arbeitet morgen. She works tonight. Sie arbeitet heute Abend. You work today. Sie arbeiten heute. You work tomorrow. Sie arbeiten morgen. You work tonight. Sie arbeiten heute Abend. Something that is worth mentioning and important to mention at this point is that German has flexible word order. If, for example, if you want to say I work today and emphasize the today, you can put the word today first in the sentence. So I could say heute, but there's a rule that if you do that, the conjugated verb always has to be in the second position. So that would kick the subject pronoun to the end. So I could say, ich arbeite heute, I work today. But if I wanted to say, I work today, then I could say, heute arbeite ich. So today I work, or I work today, emphasizing the today. So along those same lines, I could say, ich arbeite morgen, I work tomorrow, or I could say, morgen arbeite ich. I work tonight, ich arbeite heute Abend, or I work tonight, heute Abend arbeite ich. And that rule applies to any of these forms that you see here. Remember, if you put the today, tomorrow, or tonight first, the conjugated verb always has to be in second position, and then the subject pronoun will follow. And remember, if you want to ask a question, conjugated verb first, then subject pronoun. Do you work today? Arbeitest du heute? Do you work tomorrow? Arbeitest du morgen? Do you work tonight? Arbeitest du heute Abend? Do you work today with the formal you? Arbeiten Sie heute? Do you work tomorrow? Arbeiten Sie morgen? Do you work tonight? Arbeiten Sie heute Abend? Does he work today? Arbeitet heute? Does he work tomorrow? Arbeitet morgen? Does he work tonight? Arbeitet heute Abend? Does she work today? Arbeitet sie heute? Does she work tomorrow? Arbeitet sie morgen? Does she work tonight? Arbeitet sie heute Abend? Okay, well that's it for this lesson. To continue learning, click on the video that appears here on your screen to go to the next lesson. See you soon. Bis bald.